Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're moving on to Notes 1.2. So our essential question for today's lesson is, how do you name angles formed by a pair of lines and a transversal? So again, now this one's, I'm going to shade some things on there, but basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be filling in the blanks on your Google slide that correspond to what I'm filling out. So the first thing we're going to start off with parallel lines. Parallel lines are two lines that lie in the same plane and do not intersect. So here, what you're going to complete is you're going to put L, and you're going to put two straight lines, meaning they're parallel. So I'm actually going to have to make a cursive L, sorry. Because my L, I don't want my L to look like a line and everything else. So we're basically saying that, well, we can pick, I'm sorry, I changed that mind. We're gonna go with M and N. So we're going to say line M is parallel to line N. So these two symbols here mean parallel. So that means we're going to label this M and this N. Okay? So, again, this will be labeled for you on your Google slide. But here I want you to write down, I want you to put in this box transversal. So this is the line that crosses the two straight lines. So it's a diagonal line that goes on top of the two straight lines. So those two are parallel because we're told they're parallel. Now you cannot look at in geometry. I will emphasize this all throughout the year. You cannot look at something and tell certain things. I mean, you can look at a square and tell it's a square, not a circle, or it looks like a square. But you need to be told if something's parallel or perpendicular. So don't just go off of what it looks like. Every question that I give you, as well as what you'll see on the test or EOC or even SAT or ACT, is going to give you information that you have to use to determine if the particular thing is parallel, perpendicular, or whatever. Next, we move on to corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are two angles that occupy corresponding positions. So here in this box, you're going to write outside and inside. So here I'm actually going to have you fill out this box too. You're going to put outside, because if you notice, this is on the outside of the two lines. This is also outside. And then in the middle, or inside. So this is basically what we're going to be using a lot when we're talking about things, is how, whether or not they're inside the parallel lines or outside the parallel lines. Okay, so you can see the different dots. These, the figure to the right, one dot is inside the parallel lines, one dot is outside the parallel lines, and so forth. And so, again, you can keep looking at it and see the differences between inside and outside. Alternate interior angles. These are two angles that lie inside the two lines, and are on opposite sides of the transversal. So our block here, you're going to write, look for the Z. Now you don't have to put the exclamation marks, but look for the Z inside your box. So here, on this one, what you're looking for is, you see the two dots, you see how they're both inside the parallel lines? The Z we're talking about is here. You see how they form a Z? And then you do the same thing over here. Now this time, one's on the right and one's on the left. But again, it still forms a Z. This time it's going to be backwards, or as we would say, inverted. Okay, so you see, those are the Z's that we were talking about, looking for the Z. Okay? Alternate exterior angles are two angles that lie outside the two lines and on opposite sides of the transversal. So here in these boxes, you're going to put top left and bottom right. The reason why you're saying that is, look at this dot here. It's at the top and it's on the left. Here, it's on the bottom and on the right. And if we look at this other one, we have this time it's on the top and on the right, but this one is on the bottom and the left. Okay, so actually I'm gonna go ahead and have you fill that out as well on this one. So this one's gonna be top right, and this is gonna be bottom left. Okay, so the last angle we're going to cover today is consecutive interior angles. There are two angles that lie inside the two lines and on the same side of the transversal. So they're basically going to be both inside and on the same side. Look back at alternate exterior angles. You see how one was on the left and one was on the right? This time we're going to have them both be on the left or both be on the right, not one on each side, okay? So under this box, I want you to write same side interior. So that basically means they're on the same side and they're inside the two parallel lines. Here, our little clue is look for the C, okay? So here, I'm going to highlight it again. Again, you don't have to highlight it on there. But again, I'm going to highlight it. You see how I'm forming a C? So that's the C we're looking for on that side. And here we have a backwards or inverted C here. All right. So we have successfully covered 5 different angles. Five different, one set of lines and 4 different angles. So that will finish up this part. Now there's a part 2 to it. So stay tuned for that one, and we'll do some example problems, okay?